You're watching USA News Hub, your home for breaking headlines, trending sports stories, and exclusive updates from across the nation. Patrick Mouratoglou just said the one thing nobody wanted to admit about Emma Raducanu. And once you hear it, you might finally understand why the 2021 US Open champion has been fighting an uphill battle ever since her miracle run. According to Mouratoglou, Emma's biggest challenge was never her tennis. It was something much deeper, something most players never have to face at 18. In the world of tennis, very few stories have exploded into global fame as fast as Emma Raducanu's. One moment she was a talented teenager from Britain playing qualifiers. And then, in a shock that shook the entire sports world, she became the first qualifier in history to win a Grand Slam, and she did it without dropping a single set. But today, 3 years later, experts, fans, and even her former coaches still ask the same question: what happened to Emma Raducanu? Why did the player who once looked unstoppable suddenly face a roller coaster of injuries, withdrawals, coaching changes, and inconsistent performances? Well, now one of tennis's most influential coaches, Patrick Mouratoglou, the man who trained Serena Williams, Simona Halep, and many other champions, is revealing the truth. And his explanation is not what people expected. This isn't about technique. This isn't about fitness. This isn't even about her form. According to Mouratoglou, Raducanu's biggest opponent was fame. Not the fame itself, but the pressure, the expectations, and the sudden weight of an entire nation placed on an 18-year-old shoulders. Let's break down exactly what Mouratoglou said. Why he believes Emma still has big potential. And why her story might not be a downfall, but a comeback waiting to explode. Patrick Mouratoglou didn't sugarcoat anything. In a recent interview, he said Emma Raducanu's rise was so explosive, so immediate, and so unexpected that it would have crushed most players. He said, "Her challenge has been dealing with success that came too early. Her potential is huge, but her timing was difficult." Let that sink in for a second. Emma Raducanu didn't slowly climb through the rankings. She didn't get time to adjust to media pressure. She didn't get a chance to learn how to manage expectations. She went from a teenager with nothing to lose to a superstar expected to win everything overnight. And Mouratoglou believes this is where the real struggle began. According to him, players who get success late, like Wozniacki, Swiatek, Barty, get years to grow emotionally, mentally, and physically. But when success comes before the system is built, everything becomes harder. Mouratoglou didn't hold back. He said Emma's US Open title created a dangerous situation. Not because she didn't deserve it, but because every single person around her expected perfection afterward. Sponsors wanted her. Brands wanted her. Media followed her everywhere. Fans expected more slams. Critics looked for mistakes. Suddenly, every point she played became global news. And Mouratoglou explained that number 18-year-old is prepared for that kind of pressure. He said that when success comes too early, the world starts controlling your career instead of you controlling your development. Emma's focus changed from improving as a player to living up to the expectations of being a slam champion. And the moment that shift happens, confidence disappears. Not because you don't believe in yourself, but because you're being measured against something you're not ready to repeat. Another thing Mouratoglou addressed indirectly is Emma's controversial pattern of frequent coaching changes. Since 2021, she has had more coaches than some players have in an entire decade. People criticized her for this. But Mouratoglou suggests something different. The coaching changes were a sign of a young athlete trying to find stability while being overwhelmed by expectations. It wasn't arrogance. It wasn't confusion. It wasn't immaturity. It was pressure, pure and simple. When the world tells you that you must win, you start searching for answers everywhere. You start looking for someone who can recreate the magic. Someone who can bring consistency. Someone who can help you match what the world expects. But Mouratoglou believes the answer is simpler. A young player needs time. And time is the one thing Emma hasn't been given. After her US Open victory, Emma Raducanu's body seemed to betray her. Back injury. Wrist injury. Ankle problems. Surgery on both wrists and an ankle. Withdrawals. Long breaks. Comebacks cut short. But Mouratoglou hinted that physical injuries often come from deeper issues. When a player is mentally overwhelmed, the body tightens. The mind becomes heavy. Movement becomes unnatural. Stress turns into physical pain. It's not just tennis, it's science. Raducanu wasn't broken. She was overloaded. And Mouratoglou believes this is a phase, not a permanent condition. Despite everything, despite the injuries, despite the chaos, despite the pressure, Patrick Mouratoglou still believes Emma Raducanu has massive potential. He said, "The talent is there. The level is there. But she needs stability, time, and a clear team around her." He believes Emma's game, powerful returns, fearless baseline play, clean technique, is still world-class. She has the ingredients, but talent without structure? It's like fuel without an engine. What she needs now is a stable coaching team, a long-term plan, a physical base, a mental support system, and time away from unrealistic expectations. Mouratoglou believes that if she gets these things, she can absolutely return to the top of women's tennis. American audiences have a soft spot for Emma Raducanu, and there's a reason. Her story is the ultimate American sports fantasy: underdog, qualifier, unknown teenage girl, comes to New York City, takes down the world's best, and becomes a history-changing champion. Americans love comebacks. They love fighters. They love underdogs who rise again. And Emma Raducanu's story is not over. She's only 22. She's healthy again. She's motivated. She's refocused. If anything, her journey is just beginning. Here's the part nobody expected. Mouratoglou believes Emma's early success may hurt her now, but it will help her in the future. Most players spend a decade trying to reach what Emma already achieved. She already knows what it takes to win a slam. She already knows how it feels to compete under the biggest lights. She already knows how to handle the pressure of New York. Once she rebuilds her foundation, she will not be afraid of the big moments. She's already lived them. And that's why Mouratoglou says she still has big potential. At the end of the day, Emma Raducanu's story isn't about falling short. It's about being human. It's about having the world thrown at you at 18. And still finding the courage to fight your way back. Some players rise early. Some rise late. Some rise again and again. Emma Raducanu's story, according to Patrick Mouratoglou, is one that is still being written. And if she can turn pressure into power, if she can take control of her journey again, the comeback could be even bigger than the breakthrough. Because the world remembers the champion she was at 18. But the world hasn't yet seen the champion she can become at 22, 23, and beyond. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's shaping America and the world. We'll see you in the next update.